Oh, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. It's another one of my kind of interesting comic cons. I guess I probably call it interesting. What year is this? 1988? Inferno crossover, the Terminators issue 2. Now, what this was is Marvel realized back then they had a pile of characters. You had your Uncanny X-Men title, that was monthly. You had, let's see, Inferno here. We had Excalibur, which was like their UK team, dealt with like more like mystical stuff. But you had Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, the Rachel Grey Phoenix in there, and Captain Britain and Megan and others. You had New Mutants, was like their team they were training, their kids. You had X Factor, which was the original X-Men posing as mutant hunters. I think by then, this time they were not doing that anymore. But Exterminators basically was you had was like Skids, Boom Boom, Rusty who had firepower. It's like already like these characters they didn't know what the fuck to do with them. Like they had a small fan base, but not a lot, so they're like, hey, we're gonna give them a miniseries. And I can remember buying every issue of this when it came out, and paying the $1 when comics back then were probably 75 cents. I'm guessing at that time. And buying it because it was Inferno, and this is what broke it for me. I've been reading the X titles since about 170 with Uncanny regularly. The first issue I was 129. I picked up almost every month. I'd miss them here and there. And by this time, I was reading Uncanny. I was reading X Factor. I might have dropped by Inferno, but I've been reading it for quite a while. Read all the way to Fall of Mutants. New Mutants, I read all the way up to Inferno. Excalibur, I read past Inferno in. And then stuff like this I'd pick up. Well, you just got to where it was too much. So let's check this out. I picked this up. I've not read it since back in the day, so we'll just see. So we got Louise Simonson. Oh, look at that great ad. Look at the fridge figure. Louise Simonson's the writer. John Bogdanov is the penciler. Al Milgram's the inker. Okay, so we got decent, in my eyes, a decent creative team on this. I mean, I don't see, John Bogdanov is not bad. And this was this one, the Inferno is the demons from the Hellscape invading Earth. You had Nostra. You had the Goblin Queen. Artie could project stuff. Leech could block people's powers. You had WizKid to create stuff. Is Richter in this? I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Evolutionary War that brought back the Gwen Stacy clone. Okay, yeah, Richter is in this. It's probably the first time I'm really giving a shit about Richter. Boom Boom. Look at the Pepsi product. It's cool art. My whole thing with it, though, is that the story just ain't really that good. And it's not Louise's fault. Because she's having it. God, the pages look super white on this camera. Like, way whiter than they are. It's more of having to deal with all the crossovers and shit. Punisher War Journal, finished art by Jim Lee, every 6 weeks. July from Marvel. Punisher War Journal was not a monthly book? Okay, I did not know that. This is one where Superfly I'd love to pick up and try it out. But you know what, though? This is already, like, longer than a normal comic, because we're at 27 pages here. I think there's one more issue of this. Let me see. I want to see. Back in 88, I would have been reading Cap, FF, Marvel Tales, West Coast Avengers, Gru, New Mutants, possibly X Factor, X-Men. That's Uncanny, though. I'm just calling it X-Men here. DP7, Starbrand, Cyforce, Excalibur, Alpha Flight, but not Wolverine, surprisingly. Power Pack, X-Men Classics, and that's about it. I was reading a lot of Marvel titles. But yeah. All that Buck Rogers game. Interesting. I mean, cool looking cover. It's one of the miniseries where I paid 50-something cents for this, so I'm happy now. It's nothing great, but how many people are in? Exterminators, I think they've brought this title back in the modern, like the Genosha Marvel X-Men stuff. I don't know. I've said it before, after about 300 Rain Candy, I don't know a lot about the X-Men stuff. I kind of gave up. Every time I think about jumping back in, it don't. The only thing I've read all of since then is they did that X-Men, was it X-Men Forever? It's the one where it's Chris Claremont coming back and telling his story if he keep on doing it instead of Jim Lee. I read both runs of that, and it was good. I liked it. I liked what he did with it, but I'm not the big X-Men fan anymore. But hope you enjoy it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you read Exterminators, let me know how it ends. I don't remember. I know I read it, but I don't remember how it ends. Laters.